Hi, DeadMarvel here, going to do a video today on Willpower, how it's activated and a few champions that it's good against. So first we'll talk about how much it costs to actually get Willpower. So the first thing you're going to need, I think, is 15 mastery points in defense in total. So you want to make sure that it's well placed, because you don't want to keep recovering every time you want to do anything on it. So the first unlock for Willpower will cost you 2 carbonadium mastery cores, which cost 550 units a piece. So in total it'll cost you 1100 just to unlock it. Then it will cost you 1 mastery point plus 30 units to put the point onto Willpower, which will give you level 1. Then level 2 will be another carbonadium core, which will cost you another 550. And 1 mastery point and another 30 units. So the next one after that is level 3, which will cost you another 1 carbonadium core plus 1 mastery point and another 30 units. Then you'll have full mastery of Willpower. So in total it will cost, I think, 1290 units and 3 carbonadium cores. So it's expensive, but probably one of the best masteries on the game, especially needed in things like arenas, just every quest that you go on, really. So let's have a look at some of the champions which activate Willpower, some of the most. So a couple of things that activate, the main ones are armor break, bleed and poison. There is many others, but we don't want to go into too much detail. These are the main ones. So we'll discuss bleed first. Now, there's a fair few champions that activate bleed, which in turn activates Willpower. So if you are fighting someone with bleed, worry no more if you have Willpower, because they're going to activate your healing process. Now, if you've got full Willpower, you'll regen 1.5 health percentage per second. So you want to have more health than they have attack, really, because if you don't have more health than they have attack, they'll still drain you, because Willpower only activates on a percentage of your health. So a couple of the people that activate, Ultron, he has a very low bleed rate, so he activates. Wolverine, let's have a look. I think Venom as well at some point, but when Venom activates bleed, he increases his attack, so it's not somebody you want to let activate bleed on you, really. One of the big ones is Joe Fixit, if we can find him. I think he's a 3-star. Let's have a look. Ah, there he is. So Joe Fixit, as you can see, bottom left, bleed. Now his first attack, he stuns with a headbutt, and then he fires his Tommy gun at you. I think it's a Tommy gun, and it stacks bleed, but the bleed is very, very weak. So your Willpower activates and just regens health ridiculously. So if you're ever fighting Joe Fixit, that first attack, dodge the headbutt, and then let him hit you with the bullets. And you'll just start regenning. Obviously make sure you're not too low health, because you don't want him to be able to just finish you off. You want to have enough health so that he doesn't kill you. But you should activate regen. Plus, I think he's got a couple of other on his abilities that actually activate Willpower. So he's not a great person to use in arenas, especially when you're trying to get the streak. Not too bad after you've got the streak, but if you can, avoid it. and avoid him in alliance wars, especially in defense, because he's just going to make it easier for people. They'll use him to regen for the next fight, and yeah, just be careful. So another person with bleed is War Machine. So I think I've got a 3-star War Machine. There he is. So same again with his first attack, he fires his bullets at you. Now, I tend to let him hit me the same way that Joe Fixit does. He'll activate regen. So it's exactly the same as Joe Fixit. There's no need to go through everything because I've already said it about Joe Fixit. 100% the same. Then the next person is Deadpool X-Force. Now, one of his abilities is that he makes you bleed most times he hits you just from normal punches. So he will activate willpower. So same again. I think his specials also activate willpower, and the most powerful one though is his third special. But I think sometimes, depending on how powerful the Deadpool is that you're going up against, it drains more life than you actually recover. So be careful with his third special. But same again, he activates willpower with just normal punches and his specials. Black Panther bleed. Have I got a Black Panther anywhere? Let's have a look. Right, there we go. So yeah, he's also got bleed. I never really fight Black Panther to be honest, and I never use him, so I'm not sure about his bleed ability. I've heard that he's stacking ability and he does take quite a lot of health off, but if he's stacking it, it's going to activate willpower twice as much, so maybe not the best person to put in Alliance Wars. The reason I always mention Alliance Wars is because you're fighting people, you're fighting other people basically, so they're going to have willpower, especially if you're fighting a strong alliance, and you want to make sure that you're taking life off them, and not using characters with bleed to help them get life. So that's why I keep mentioning Alliance Wars. When you're in Alliance quests, or you're in just normal quests, you're not fighting with anybody with willpower, so it doesn't really necessarily matter. They probably will end up bringing willpower into Act 5, possibly. I think there's sometimes some characters have parry in some of the quests, like the Civil War quests, so they probably will make it a lot harder by bringing things like that in. Another person I think I've already mentioned is Wolverine. There's probably a fair few others, like Captain America World War II. Trying to think about Drax. So basically, you get the point anyway. Bleed activates willpower, but you've got to be careful if you're going against somebody that has a double rating compared to, say, someone you're going up against an 8,000 rating person and you're only 4,000. Their attack could be greater than your percentage of regen, so just be careful. So the next one is Poison. Now I'm not going to do too much on Poison because it's not often that you get Poison. Now a couple of the characters that I know have Poison I think are Abomination. Let's have a look. I'm not sure if Red Hulk has Poison, or is he Poison immune? Yeah, he does have Poison immunity. Is he Scorch? Let's have a look, see if we can find Ant-Man. I think he might have Poison. Yes, Ant-Man has Poison. Now, I never use Ant-Man because, as you all know, Ant-Man is probably one of the worst characters in the game. So, Poison I'm not too familiar with, but I know it activates willpower. Now, Poison is also used in some of the quests in-game. but a lot of the time the poison that they use is stronger than your willpower. So you have to be careful with that. I don't really have much more information on poison. I'm sure that a lot of people probably know of it anyway, so there's no point going in too deep. Now, another one is armor break. Now, a couple of characters that I know fully have armor break is Spider-Man, I think he has it. Iron Fist. Iron Fist activates armor break a lot, plus he stacks it. Now, I've fought against Iron Fist, and I can just stand there and let him hit me, and I just keep regen health all the time. And I could literally just wait until I get my third special, tap the third special, and just keep doing that, and I wouldn't even have to swipe or press anything to attack him. So, really not the best character to be using. I'm assuming he's going to be good in alliance quests, maybe, because if he's not activating willpower, he's armor breaking you and allowing himself to hit you with more hit points. So, one negative, one positive. Now, another person that has it is Hulkbuster, I'm pretty sure. So let's have a look. Yes, armor break. Now, his second special, as you know, he flies forward, hits you, stuns you, and then he fires a beam at you. Now, that beam is what causes armor break. So what I tend to do is I'll dodge the headbutt or stun or whatever it is he does. I think he usually throws his arm at you while he's flying, and I'll let the beam hit me. Now, you've got to be careful because it's generally a powerful beam, and it does a lot of damage with it. So you need to make sure that you're not on low health. And I let it hit me, it activates armor break, and I think sometimes it stacks it. I think you can get up to 3. So then you start regening health, and yeah, all good. Start getting your health back. Who was it? Spider-Man. Now, his first special, I think, he fires his webs at you. That activates some sort of negative effect. I'm not too sure what that effect is. I think I'm going to have to look into that. But then, when he starts hitting you after he's fired his webs at you, he activates armor break. Now, sometimes when that hits, it can activate armor break, but it doesn't always happen. So it's not a special I'd let hit you. I'd still try and block it, because if he doesn't activate armor break, then it's not the best attack to be letting hit you, because it does take off quite a lot of damage, and it's difficult to block as well. If you're trying to evade it, evading the 2 spider webs at the beginning is not easy. Sometimes it helps if you've got a character like Daredevil where he evades on his own, or Scarlet Witch, I think she evades, and Ultron as well. So let's not get too deep into evade. I could have another video all on that. So that's willpower and what I think of it. Now, I think we should try and find a fight, which might not be easy. Let's have a look on these quests. See if we can find somebody who activates willpower and just demonstrate how he does it. So let's have a look in. No, don't really want to use, so let's go back. I'm going to have to make sure that I don't use anybody with a bleed immunity, because it's generally bleed that activates your willpower. So let's go into verses. actually trying to get the tier 4 catalyst today, the basic. Let's have a look at this. Is there anybody there? Oh, perfect. So we got the X-Force Deadpool. So let's see if we can get him to activate willpower. And he's actually unlocked as what's the word? Duplicated. So his abilities awakened, which is, I think it's called poke or something. And that's the bleed. I'm not bothered about losing this fight because I'll win the next two. I'm not sure if you can hear it. So there you go. He's hitting me a couple of times. He's stacking bleed, and as you can see, health is regenning. Because he's on the tier 2-star, it's not the best fastest regen in the world because they've got quite low health, but none the matter. So he's only losing 3 and he's gaining 13, 8 there. That's only because I've got poison as well. So I mean, check that out. I could literally just sit here and just let him hit me and hit me and hit me. I mean, I'll give him a special. See if that does anything. Go on, throw your special at me, Deadpool. Come on, throw that special. It's the only problem when you're fighting on an easy. They don't want to throw your specials. It's just try and get him to do it. This is why he's a bad person to use in Alliance Wars and arenas, especially if you're trying to get the streak. Let's just kill him here. You get the point. Those special attacks pretty cool. Takes a lot of health off as well. So I won't keep you too long. So we've gone through the price of willpower, certain people that activate it, certain armor break, bleed, poison, things like that activate it also. There is a few other ones, but they're the main 3. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video and liked the demonstration. DeadMarvel out.